And we are live. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Ken Abrams from What's Up Noop, Lifestyle Editor and Music Writer. Great to have you with us this evening as part of our one-on-one with musicians series. And tonight, he's already in the room. I forgot to introduce you properly, Steve. We just went straight to live, but I'm going to introduce to you Rhode Island-based singer-songwriter Steve Allain. Hello, Steve.
Thanks, Ken. I'm excited to be here. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Hopefully we're coming through loud and clear, everybody. And feel free to post comments during this chat. Steve's got a new song out, and he's going to talk a little bit about that tonight. We'll talk a little bit about what it's been like during COVID for musicians and how the latest surge is affecting musicians as well. And we'll talk a little bit about long-term plans, including the Providence, Rhode Island Folk Fest. I still call it Providence. The Rhode Island Folk Festival, which is coming up next summer. And Steve is on the board as well as runs a stage at the Rhode Island Folk Festival. So a little more about that later. But Steve, why don't we start off with your new song, which is out on YouTube. In fact, there is a link to it. Tell us a little bit about Go to Glory.
So this, the songwriting process is very strange. I'm not sure I still understand how it works, but this song kind of came, certain songs come a little quicker than others, and this one certainly did for whatever reason. It was a bit of a gift, and I like that when that happens. There's always lots of editing that goes, through the process. So it's not like I'm not one of these songwriters who, I wrote this in 10 minutes and here it is. Editing is my friend, and it's good to go back. But I started this tune out came, I wasn't intending on writing necessarily about the subject matter. I was playing with a few different chord progressions, and it's a chord progression that I've used or variations of this chord progression in the past, which I really like. And that was the seed for this. And then when I started writing, often I'll just ramble, anything, sounds, words, phrases, to fit in. But then this thing started to kind of write itself. It started heading in the direction of just thinking about, again, go to glory, an expression for dying or and I didn't want to focus on the I guess the I don't want to say the negative aspects of dying, but this of course, dying is it comes with sadness, and it comes with fear, and it comes with a lot of these other things that we associate with it, which rightfully so. But I wanted to approach it a little bit more in the sense that, and again, I'm sure the stuff was in my head because of everything that has happened in the past couple of years, and we've lost so many people and close friends, and friends of friends, and so. But I wanted to focus a little bit more on the side that was more the acceptance side of death. We're all gonna go there. It's all gonna happen. It's part of the process. But it was a way to sort of remind me, instead of focusing on the negative part, just to think about, yes, it's gonna happen, and yes, we're losing people, but I'm here now. I'm alive today. So it's just kind of like a bit of a reminder, like, live today, like. Don't get caught up in the other stuff. Like, just try to be more present in the moment and really make like what's happening right now. So it's like every time I think of the song or sing the song, it's like, oh yeah, little bell, little reminder. Hey, be present. Really live for the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's an important message for all of us, especially I think these days. We appreciate that. We're talking on What's Up Noop Live with Steve Allain. Steve's a Rhode Island-based singer-songwriter. Steve, tell us a little bit about, probably should have opened with this, but a little bit about your background and sort of what's brought you to this point.
Yeah, so I was, I consider myself a bit of a late bloomer as far as a musician, because you hear these people like, I started when I was 3, or, they're these prodigies, you see these things all the time. But I bought my first guitar when I was 18. I was living in Florida at the time. And then I decided that I wanted to really get into it more. And so I went out to school in Los Angeles, and I went to a music school out there and learned how to play. But I wasn't really a songwriter. I was more of a guitar player. I just wanted to learn how to play guitar and get really good at it. And I spent a lot of years doing that. And the funny thing is, I was writing songs in high school before I ever even played an instrument, I knew I didn't read music. I didn't, I played the recorder in 5th grade like everybody else, but I didn't know how to write music, but I had notebooks of songs that I would write. God awful, I'm sure. I would love to find those notebooks now and just cringe. So then probably in my early 20s, I started trying to write songs, and I was always really shy, never wanted to sing in front of anybody. And over the years, I got a little more comfortable and then focused a lot on that. Then I went off to college, and I was a classical guitar major, and I was a composition major, writing orchestral music for my graduate work, which was great. And it just kind of opened up a lot of different things for me as a musician in general. But then I really came back around to the songwriting aspect, because it's just kind of, that's where my heart is. It's always been, not that I don't do the other stuff too, but, and so found myself back. I was born in Mass, found myself back on the East Coast here in Rhode Island, and I love it. And there's a great community here, all of New England, but especially here in Rhode Island and the Providence area.
Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. You were very active before COVID with regular gigs. I mean, how have things changed? And are you getting back to that, or where are you at this point?
So yeah, it sucks. So 2020 was a wash. Come March of 2020, all my gigs were canceled for the rest of the year, and no one was booking, with good reason, of course. And so that was a major part of my life and my income and everything else. And so we had to get creative. A lot of musicians, including myself, started doing online things. My bandmate Tracy Potachnik and I, Cardboard Ox, we would do monthly or bi-monthly little show called 20 Minutes with Cardboard Ox. We'd have themes. It was really a lot of fun. I did a couple solo ones. So it really hurt financially. It really hurt just to be able to go out and perform for people. 2021, springtime, I started gigging a little bit again. And then summer, I got really busy. And then as the fall and winter started to hit, it started to, again, I pulled back. I know there are people out there still gigging a lot, and I guess we all have to make our own decisions as far as what we want to do. But for me, I started to pull back a little bit with playing live, and really have taken a bit of a hiatus now, having played out for a bit. I was supposed to have a gig this past weekend. Of course, it was rescheduled, or it's going to be rescheduled. So yeah, it's been extremely tough, not just for musicians. I understand that, for all kinds of people in all kinds of areas, including small businesses. But it's been rough. It's an interesting time.
It's hit entertainers, particularly musicians, I think, the worst. I mean, really, not the worst, but pretty badly. Everyone's had their challenges, of course. And even like you said, last couple of weekends, everything was canceled with this latest wave that we're dealing with.
Yep.
And some things are slowly coming back over the next couple of weeks, but it might be another month or two before we get back to COVID normal, we'll call it. Not quite pre-COVID. That could be a while, but right. At least people out and masked and appropriately protected. That could be a while still before we get back to that, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm hoping, we keep hearing about this possible peak, and then maybe things will start to settle down. Hopefully, I would love that in a month from now, 2 months from now, that we're, again, like you said, sort of back to COVID days, yep. Or not quite pre-COVID, but.
No, totally. Did this period for you, did it affect or impact how you approach songwriting? I mean, a lot of artists have written songs about the pandemic or connected to the pandemic. How did you sort of approach that from a songwriting perspective?
Yeah, that's a good question. At first, like a lot of my friends and a lot of musicians and songwriters that I knew, people were, there was kind of a mix out there. I mean, there were times it was a roller coaster. There were times I felt very prolific, and other times I felt like I didn't want to do anything musically connected at all. And so it was interesting. I'm not always a topical songwriter. I did end up writing a song last year that was sort of influenced by the pandemic. I made a video for that one as well and released it, called It's Been a Long Year. For me, I feel like in the past 12 months or so, I've actually really been motivated. I've been writing a ton of new music. I've been recording a lot. I've been putting out just a lot of stuff on my own, just on social media, and I'm working on a new solo album now, full length, which is completely written, and now I'm in the process of recording it, and it'll be released at some point this year.
Great.
So it affected me in different ways. Again, feeling this up and down, and I think it's brought some inspiration in some ways. Just to write about certain things, and to write again. And it's like, well, I'm going to take advantage of this now, since I'm stuck at home for a lot of this, and to use that time wisely and try to write a lot, record a lot, and stay really immersed in music as much as I can.
That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have left music altogether. And it's unfortunate. And some, have taken a hiatus and are coming back, hopefully. But it's been tough, and it's hard to predict what it's going to look like going forward. It's always a slow time of year in the winter in New England.
True.
It's getting canceled snow, but you look at the calendars in various media sources, and there are definitely still people playing out. There's lots going on. Once again, we're here on What's Up Noop Live. My name is Ken Abrams, Lifestyle Editor. I'm here with Steve Allain, talking about Steve's music, his new song "Go to Glory," which we're going to try to get that linked for you, on the website, and I'm going to try to put it in the comments here in a little bit. So if you want to check out "Go to Glory," it's a really great song, as Steve described earlier, and has a lot of potential. I think we played it on WRIU, where I'm a DJ, the Kingston Coffee House, last week, and we'll play it again, I'm sure, probably next week, along with some other new music. Musicians, if you want to be a part of What's Up Noop music every Thursday, or usually a couple times a month on Thursdays, we're going to try to do the show with local musicians, just chat for a little bit, maybe play a song if you feel like it, 15, 20-minute shows, and that's sort of what we're all about. Meanwhile, let's look forward to next summer. Steve, you're on the board, and as I mentioned, you host a stage at the Rhode Island Folk Festival. I'm going to be stuck on that forever. It's in East Providence, and tell us a little bit about the Rhode Island Folk Festival, Steve.
Yeah, which was, of course, formerly the Providence Folk Festival. So I still do that too. I still slip. It's only been a couple of years since we've had the name changed. Really, such a great festival. I look forward to it every year. It's one of the highlights of the summer for sure. Of course, 2020, we paused. We didn't have it, as most festivals were canceled, and was happy that it came back last summer. It's an outdoor festival, of course, safely done, and with great talent, a lot of local regional talent. It happens the last Sunday in August, and I believe this year, I want to say it's the 28th, if I have the
28th, yes.
Yeah, and it runs from noon till 6. 3 stages. We added a 3rd stage last year, which was great, an emerging songwriter stage. And then we have a Songbird stage run by Allison Callery, which is always stellar lineup on that stage. Just really great talent. And then the main stage, the bandshell stage, that Tracy Potashnik and I co-host and usually play. And it is one of the best. We've gotten so much positive feedback, and it's been growing every year. As a matter of fact, this last year was our best year yet, attendance-wise. And there are vendors, there are food trucks, there are, it's just come experience it. That's all I can say. Family-friendly, pet-friendly. It's really a great time, and really stellar music as well. Really great music as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Disclaimer: I'm on the board as well, and it's really a great festival. It's free. I mean, unlike many other music festivals, it's easy to get to. Parking is nearby. It's a short walk from some of the lots, but it's definitely something worth checking out. You can go for an hour or two. You can go for all day, for 6 hours. And we're going to be announcing the lineup soon, probably by March or April timeframe. I just committed to that. So there we go.
Good.
We'll have partial lineup announcement. What's great about the Rhode Island Festival is it features local and regional entertainers and musicians. And we have dozens of great artists around the Rhode Island area. And we have others that really want to play it. People are starting to ask about playing this festival, which is pretty cool.
A lot of people, yeah.
It's really grown. John Fusick, who's, of course, the producer and the original host of the festival, where I can recall going back 5-6 years, we had a couple hundred people, which was great, and we're up to well over 1,000 over the course of the day. So
Yeah.
great festival to look forward to, especially on these cold, miserable winter nights. Definitely. All right, we're here again with Steve Allain. Steve, what else have you got for us? Anything else you'd like to talk about? I know you mentioned you're taking a little hiatus, but do you have any gigs coming up? Something we should be thinking about?
I do have a show that I was invited to play, which I'm very excited about. That's going to be happening at Askew Providence. That's going to be on February 6th. So really hoping that things are starting to settle down at that point, and we don't have to reschedule. But it's a Sunday evening at 7 o'clock, and I'm going to be part of a lineup. It's the Riverbend East Road Show, which is part of the Riverbend East Songwriters Festival, which happens at Slater Mill in Pawtucket every summer, which is also a fantastic festival. If you haven't been, beautiful location. And I'm going to be playing a short set, solo set, opening up the night, I believe. So get there early. And then J. Michael Graham will be playing as well, and Rachel Sumner with her full band. And so just a great lineup, and I'm really excited to be part of it. Again, because I don't have a lot of shows coming up, so I'm very happy that I was invited to play, and really looking forward to it. So if you haven't seen me for a while and you want to see these great other musicians, please come on out. We'll keep things safe, and it'll be a great night of music. So I'm looking forward to that a lot.
That's great. That's a great festival too. I think it's a week or two after the Providence Folk Festival. It's usually in September,
right?
At Riverbend, and great festival from the city of Pawtucket.
Yes,
to that as well. So you'll be February 6th. It's usually an early show at Askew on the weekends, right?
Yep, 7 o'clock I think is I want to say start time. That may be doors, but I think that's actually start time.
Yeah, it's Sunday night, and that's not. I don't think it's the Super Bowl, so I think we're safe.
Right. Yeah.
Not that our New England Patriots will be there, but
you never know.
You want to avoid Super Bowl Sunday when you're booking and scheduling shows. That's always
that's right.
That's always a thing this time of year. Great. All right. Well, Steve, listen, thank you very much for being with us here tonight. I have placed a link to your video in the chat. So there it is. People can search it too on YouTube. Go to Glory. And lots more coming from Steve. You'll definitely have to tune in going forward, because I know you'll have, as you mentioned, you're going to start putting an album together, and we'll look forward to that. That's going to be great. Cool.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Once again, What's Up Nuke Live, musicians one-on-one Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.